drastically outpacing consumers. There's an endless amount of apps, software, new devices. Now they're talking about artificial intelligence, virtual reality, stuff like that. It's just getting out of control. It's almost scary. Driverless cars. And we're not even able to use the devices and software we have now efficiently. So that's been my problem. That's why I started this company. So there always seems to be some kind of software update needed or storage issue, and then when you do that, then there's a whole new learning curve. And not only that, but now with the introduction of smartphones, technology is becoming more and more invasive. I experienced that with the recent election. For some reason, my phone just sent me 1,000 notifications on who to vote for from Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, emails, phone calls, and it was almost like I couldn't control my technology, it was controlling me. And I know that a lot of people experience that because I hear so much people say, gee, I wish I could just unplug. So I started this company because I wanted to empower people to take control of their technology instead of their technology controlling them. So we do that with a simple way. We provide affordable, quality, convenient, lifestyle tech support for average tech users. It's the simplest way I could put it. It's exactly what we do. And this is how we do it. We have 3 subscription-based services. The first is Tech Buddy. That's for people who are pretty familiar with technology, know the lingo, maybe the younger generation. This provides unlimited text, chat, and email, 24/7. So then, for people who need a little bit more help, we have Tech Advisor, and that offers the same features as Tech Buddy, but we add an hour of phone support per month. And that's all domestic, so it's all in the US. And then what we have is Jinzi Essentials. And that's what the average technology user needs to keep their lives and their technology running smoothly and efficiently. We cover software, different apps, security updates, cloud storage, whatever the person's preferences is. And what we do is something unique. We have what I call the network interview and network design. So I'll show you more about that in a little bit. This is our pricing sheet on our website. You can, am I you guys waiting here? Can you get this? So it's easy to compare the different programs we have, and everybody gets a membership to our community. So there's where you can share ideas with different customers or clients, and techs can chime in and say, hey, have you tried this solution, things like that. We offer a 7-day money-back guarantee. Now let's get into the interface. This is my favorite part. So this is what it looks like if you're a Tech Buddy customer. You have the option to email, text, and chat, but you can't call yet. So this is what it looks like if you want to initiate a text or chat. It's all run through desk.com, which is a Salesforce company. It's our help desk software. Then if I want to upgrade, I simply click the upgrade button. And this can be at midnight. So all this is run through software. If you're working on a school project or some kind of project for work and you're like, you know what, I really need that extra help. So you can simply upgrade, you get your membership confirmation, and then you move on to the new interface for Tech Advisor. Now you have the option to call. So when you call, that's 24/7, and what that does is that rings to a ring all to any available techs in the area or in the nation, and then it finally ends with a 24/7 answering service that we have, just to take the call so people feel comfortable, they can take all the information, and then we find an available tech to help someone with that problem. So then if you want to take a step beyond, and you want to be a Jinzi's Essentials member, you get something different. So you upgrade. But what we do different is we have a questionnaire or an intake form. I don't know if anybody in here has ever been to a therapy or anything. We usually do a therapy. And then want to find out, our goal is to find out what your current relationship to your technology is. So we want to know what your profession is, what you mostly use your technology for, where you're having problems, and then most importantly, what your needs and preferences are for your technology. So if you like to read on your Kindle and you have 3 different devices that you do that on, you share all your pictures through Dropbox, and you use an iPhone 6. What Tech Rep is what we call them, will do is they'll take all this information and they'll find the best software, the best devices, and the best applications and design a network for you, specifically custom tailored to your needs and preferences and your lifestyle. and then they implement that and monitor it through the life of the customer. And then this is the Jinzi Essentials interface, and then you can change and update your devices. This is my network. So I have an iPhone 6, iPad 2, and a Lenovo laptop. And this allows me to have an account with my tech rep, and he can view and say, hey, you know, what's John doing these days? He got a new device. And we keep the serial numbers on there because you can see if it's covered under warranty, if there's anything that one might need for additional services, things like that. So that's about it. Our goals and objectives are to improve our customers' overall quality of life, to provide a platform for IT professionals to build a career, to be a branded household name for technology support, and we'd like to be a publicly traded company someday. And lastly, my team couldn't be here, but I really would have nothing up here to present if it wasn't for having the privilege of working with some really wonderful people there. It's amazing. So I owe all of this to them. And thank you guys for having me. So let's get into the Q&A.
Who is going to be providing that tech support?
We have a network of IT professionals. Is Grant in the room? Grant, right there. Named him our lead technician. We put out Craigslist ads, things like that. We bring in, we do an interview process, and we find out. It's the first time we've actually met. So sometimes we keep things, you know, we don't really have to be face to face, and we let people build their own local business. And again, this is a startup, so we have a lot of kinks to still work out. Did I answer that question? Go ahead.
I'm sorry. So I'm trying to set up Microsoft Outlook email. Is that a problem that you could help me with? Which sector would I go to accomplish that?
Yeah, that really depends. I'll let Grant answer this, but if you're a Tech Buddy customer, you can figure out through text and email. But if you needed a phone call,
yeah, the Tech Buddy app is definitely help out with that. You can put in your ticket request, and the technician can be sent out to you, or you can give a call in. And it'd be very easy to set up like an Outlook Pop 3 or iMath or whatnot. It'd be a good option for somebody that needs to have a little situation like that.
that's a great question too. I have that problem. And it's something, you know, I call GoDaddy, they're like, hey, just do this. And I'm like, what? I don't even know what a pop email means. So go ahead.
So how much would Grant make off per phone call?
$2 an hour.
Okay.
Yeah. And I wanted to structure it. I have a vision of this being somewhat of like a franchise kind of, where say Graham come in, he wants to work from home, he has a family he wants to spend time with. He can pay $100 or $150 a month. He gets an extension. He gets an account login on the back end of that desk, desk.com, and he gets all access to our marketing material and the Facebook community. So it gives him the power of that large business behind him, and then he just has to handle phone calls, things like that, on his schedule as he sees fit.
So I was actually going to ask that question, but going from what you just said, while you're scaling up, how much of your revenue do you expect to come from people like Grant paying you $150, and how much from the people using your service?
The thing is, I structured it so that that wasn't an option, that it wouldn't be like a franchise. So the Tech Buddy margins are really big. That's an easy money maker for us because we can outsource a lot of it. You know, people that just can work from home, things like that. And the Tech Buddy, the Tech Advisor, the margins are kind of thin because we have to pay. I don't want to outsource things overseas. That's the problem we have today. So the margins are kind of thin on Tech Advisor. But with that franchise option or some other way, that would add a substantial amount of income for that particular program. So, does that answer that question?
It does. I'm just wondering, as you recruit, I mean, if you're giving your techs the option to work whenever they want, you know, I'm assuming that you'd have a hard time if somebody needs up at 3 a.m. So, as you build up that, I'm just wondering if it makes sense to not charge that for.
Yeah. And I may regret throwing that out there. That's literally something I thought of the other day. So now the way it works is we have a schedule through Google, and people are putting in their hours that they're available. And a lot of IT guys are night owls, which is great. They want to stay up all night and help people, so. And again, we can also, I don't have any hard data to say this is exactly what's going on. Between 3 and 6 a.m., nobody needs help. You know, so once we get that hard data, maybe we could shut down between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. or things like that. Go ahead.
Do you have any kind of a rating system for the techs? Or
That's
the
the goal.
customers? That's the goal.
This is our MVP. Finally got this finished and get a cancellation here. So this is, I'm really excited about this. This is our stake in the ground. So I'm getting to share this with you guys. And that is definitely the goal. Similar to, I guess, Uber. I never used Uber, but I heard it's like, they have a great
It's
system.
a gig economy kind of a play.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Does your business model, allows also for like, let's say I have a company that sells, Internet of Things device, and I wanna hire you guys to provide the support. And so my clients, I don't want them to pay anything, so I pay you. Is that also included in your offering, or?
Absolutely, yeah. I didn't have time for this, but I see a future with affiliate marketing. Dropbox. Part of Jinzi Essentials is you get a subscription to Dropbox, and they have an affiliate program where every time we sell a subscription, we get paid for it. So definitely, and I see us in one of those little pop-up cards in Starbucks and hotels, because everybody needs this help. So absolutely, we're willing to do that. That would work great for us.
How does it work for a small business that has, say, 10 employees? Do they have a corporate subscription and you're not servicing 10 individuals there, or is it by desk, or how do you work with the company?
I've chosen for now to stay away from, we were looking at maybe 5 to 10 employees, and we have what's called Tech Advisor Business Pro. I didn't show you guys that. It's $69.99 a month, and we just give you additional support because you're going to have more devices. But the larger business market is just so saturated with IT support, I didn't think it was somewhere that we could even compete.
So could you talk about a little bit about your marketing strategy? How do you plan on getting your customers? How do you plan on converting them once they're aware of you?
Facebook marketing is going to be the big thing. I didn't go over our target market. I've done a lot of research, and it's annoying because it's kind of what everybody's doing is they're going after baby boomers. I see this as a big need for them, especially with rising technology needs. Everything is through insurance, and you have to upload a PDF or e-fax things, and I mean, I have a hard time with that. Like, my dad won't even have a conversation about, you know, who's on his phone. He's got a flip phone still. So,
Something to be said for that.
yeah, exactly. But my plan is mostly Facebook. A lot of baby boomers are using Facebook, and things like this. I plan to go around and do different community events to try and show people different strategies and kind of ease people into it, because this is a touchy subject to let people into your world with your technology. I hope that answers that question. Go ahead.
What is the competitive landscape like? Are you the only ones out there? Obviously, there's Geek Squad, and there are a lot of small local players. Are there any other people going after predominantly online service?
I think, honestly, me being in the tech world, this is kind of new. I came up through the support position, and I moved into the application. But going through talking to Jonathan and looking and doing some research, it seems like this is kind of a new idea, kind of a tech person, service area in your area, sending someone out to you, and it goes up from networking down to support. So I think it's kind of a new idea.
There's one competitor. I've been watching this for a long time. I've always wanted to start this business, and it is hard to find. That's the thing in the marketplace. But there's one competitor. A long time ago, a company called Techzilla. They had some partnership with Verizon, and they went under. It was just awful. I actually signed up for it. And then sprung up Pikachu, which was similar to this, but it's really overly complicated. I didn't like their system. And now Help Tech or something like that bought them out. So, and they're all in Southern California. That's their only market. So that's the only thing I can find, that and local contractors. But as for this kind of business model, it's them. Go ahead.
So if I heard it correctly, it's $20 an hour to your knowledge people
Yeah, for phone support, yeah.
for phone support. Brandon, are you any good?
I'll do the back of the, $20 an hour, I'm sorry, you're worth far, far more than that. So, talented, skilled IT people, you're gonna work for $20 an hour?
Yeah, I'm an application developer now. I was just on Craigslist looking for a bike, and I actually saw his ad. I was just looking at it to make more money. I sent him my resume. I'm not sure his vetting process yet, but I know he said he's going to do background checks. And I agree with you, hiring the right people is a good idea, because you do come into the tech field and you do find those super lazy techs. And I think it should just be part of the process. And I was going to talk to him about incorporating the survey into it. So when after techs do go to these house visits or do whatever, a survey can be placed. And if they're good or if they're not, that should be a determining factor for if they continue, or if they're good, you'll find out.
Well, I guess my bigger point is, if anyone has the talent and skills you want to have, they're going to go eventually get a job making a lot, 2, 3, 4 times what you're going to pay them. So you're going to have this big turnover,
Well, that's definitely something I've thought about, and I guess now we know what we'll talk about today.
And by the way, you're welcome, Brady. You have negotiation points.
It's definitely, that's been my main concern, is finding the right people. And that's why Tech Advisor, the price range is not, we're not going to be getting into the hardware and reprogramming all this stuff. I'm not looking for, these, I've been through these guys. They've all come and take a look at this, and you're right. They're like, yeah, I want $100 an hour. And I'm like, well, that's just not going to work. So it's trying to provide that platform where Brent can have his day job, but he can also have a part-time income where I'm not all over him about what he's doing and his hours and he has to be here. He can just make $20 here and there and just kind of keep a good corporate culture, thing like that. So it's definitely something I consider, especially with Jinzi Essentials is more where I want that really high-end talent, kind of a level 3 techs. So, but I appreciate your feedback. This is all stuff that I'm going to go home and think about and fix. So, go ahead.
It sounds like you kind of want a virtual grandson kind of thing. I'm a bit older than that demographic, but, people who are baby boomers, I'm sort of, I don't know what I am, I'm an after boomer.
Generation X.
Whatever I am.
You're 18.
Unlabeled. And, I provide tech support for my mom, who's 79 years old. And people who are younger than me, my kids, are providing support for their grandparents. And it's not hardcore techie stuff, right? It's Facebook.
Yeah.
And it's, configuring a mail server and things like that. I would think that $20 an hour for somebody who's just breaking in, young, and sort of knows how to navigate, the simple things, may not have the huge, deep level skills, top 3 maybe a bit or too advanced for them,
Yeah.
but at least can help walk people through the connections between apps and the app store and things like that, and maybe market it that way to the, my age and older, as like a virtual grandparent, just like all that.
Exactly. That's what, I wanted to set up a testing model where we could just have different ranges of different technicians. And when we need those ones to call on for a serious problem, we'll pay them what they ask for and, we'll handle that. But I hear that all the time. So I created, with our developer, an option to gift the service. So you can click on give this as a gift and you buy the thing, the program, whichever you choose, and you can give it to your parents as part of that.
Stop calling me gift. It's a stop calling me gift.
Specifically to his point, I've helped grandparents with tech support issues, and a lot of that time they just want someone to sit there and talk to them. It has nothing to do with actual I'm serious, it's really bad. So do you have anything in place to limit like call length or anything like that? Because you're going to have level 3 tech support help desk people spending hours doing nothing.
That's a great question, because it's funny you say that. I'm in the mental health field also, and that's what I realized is anything I've had an issue with, I just want somebody to talk to. And they usually be like, hey, everything's going to be fine. And I'm like, oh, okay. And it's just, and even if I have to buy a new laptop, it's like, oh, this guy said it's going to be okay. So that's really why I started this. I want to improve people's lives, because technology is so frustrating. But, good question, maybe we could put a time limit on it, or if they go over an hour, then they have to pay for it.
Credits?
It could be like online counseling, tech counseling.
You could buy like credits or something.
First, I think it's great that you're meeting for the first time here face to face, and yet you're so coordinated. Right, you're very coordinated. Have you looked at targeting like independent business owners? You know, like the ones that go on Etsy and they put their products there or somewhere, because a lot of them, they're very skilled in an art or a craft, but getting to that tech side of it is very difficult for them, and they can't afford somebody to do it or to hire somebody, but they often just need somebody holding their hand.
That was exactly why I started this business, because I was started as a real estate investor, and my brother was in IT, and I spent most of my day trying to figure out my email op server, fighting with it, and trying to get my brother's help, and he wouldn't be available, and so that was what Tech Advisor Business Pro is for. It's a little bit more expensive, but it provides that. The business owners, they don't have the budget for a full IT staff, but they also realize they have the know-how, like they need to know how to use technology. So I feel like it's a perfect match, and we can definitely help them.
And are you targeting them at all? It seems like it would be a big market.
Absolutely, yeah. I didn't put the slide up, but we do have, and I think I left the flyer from, but we have a business program. I just wanted to show the basic. That's just another avenue. So, go ahead.
Just curious where the name comes
What do you think? It came to me in a dream, but I was watching,
It means innate apparently in low jump, whatever language that is. Yes.
I was watching Meet the Parents one day, and he said, Jinzi cat, remember? It just came to me, I don't know, Jinzi Tech. I thought, and everybody's Geek Squad, Geek 2, you know, Tech something, I just thought it'd be kind of, or something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like the service, I can imagine using it, but I'm wondering, you've mentioned 3 different careers of yours, could you tell us a little bit about your background?
Yeah. I started as a professional drummer. I toured the world as a rock and roll drummer. Got long hair still. But I had a brain tumor, hemorrhage on my brain stem. So that took me out for about 4 years. It took me 4 years to recover. I didn't learn how to walk and talk again. I still remember taking my first steps. Then I got into real estate investing, and that's how I met Matt back there. It's been a big part of my life. And I realized, somebody once told me, they said, from the neck down, you're worth $10 an hour, and from the neck up, you're worth millions. And that was what I realized. I was pursuing this career as a musician, and all of a sudden, it got taken away from me, and I had no identity. I had no, it was a complete teardown of my insides and my outsides. So I wrote a book about it, and that's my life. So I go from job to job. I've got myself back on my feet. I got some medical benefits, I'm healthy. And this is where I'm just kind of starting over to build something.
Thank you.
Sure. I hope that my book's available.
Do you have a pricing scheme for one-time events? If I don't want to sign up to the $20 or $30 per month over the course of a year, if I've got the POP3 server problem and is there a $10 or $20 for a one-time event?
We start at $30 an hour for one-time support, and $60 an hour for on-site. So and I have that all available. You just call and tell me the answers and just tell us what you need. Go ahead.
The low-hanging fruit is the people like my wife and I who remember black dial phones.
Yeah.
And now we've got this crazy thing, and it's connectivity problems all the time. Every single condo in Florida would love to hear or have an ad. In every single condo, you got thousands and thousands of people with connectivity problems and stupid little stuff. No, all we need, like someone said, a grandchild or our kids hate our phone calls.
Yeah.
Because it's not about, listen, where did I go with this? So it's so simple, and it doesn't take a lot of my time. You have to have, hopefully, the AARP eventually.
Yeah, that is my goal. I mean, I have my parents in mind. Definitely. I appreciate you saying that. That is my goal. Is I am uncomfortable with this transition of technology.
No.
Yeah,
You don't know uncomfortable.
my grandpa used to call me and say, "You believe this? They got rid of cable." And I don't know, you wouldn't believe what happened. They got rid you know, it's like, oh my God, I'll come over and show you. Out of time.
How can we as a community help you grow this business?
First of all, this was amazing. Thank you so much, and everybody give it up for Fran. If I'm looking to grow, and we would need capital. That's what we're looking for. We're looking to raise some money and make this the best product we can be to help people. So that's our goal. So any tips on raising capital, things like that, I have a great team, we got a great legal team, so anyone who wants to invest or anything like that, I'd love to work with you.